Our next story is from the files of the Missouri Highway Patrol. Sergeants Don Bazzelli and Dale Kritz and Corporal Bill Conway respond and deal with a dangerous family dispute, the most hazardous call in law enforcement. We recreate the event as it actually happened.
Stop!
Don't bother me!
Listen
Don't bother me!
Stop!
Get away from me!
Listen
Get
to me!
away from me!
Why don't you get
Don't you understand? I don't want to talk about it!
Wayne Olson didn't know about his wife's temper when he married her in Vietnam. Born in Thailand, she changed her name to Karen when they moved to Missouri.
Away from me! Don't walk away from me!
In 11 years of marriage, Karen's lost her temper many times, often becoming violent with her husband and their 2 children.
Are you listening to me? Are you listening to me? That's it! That's it! I'm gonna call the police and you'll never see your kids again!
No!
For the next 3 months, while the victim remained in the freezer, Wayne told people that his wife had deserted the family and gone back to Thailand. In the spring, when the ground thaws, Olson picks a burial site in a remote camp in the middle of 5,000 acres of wilderness, thinking the body will never be found.
It is just a beautiful morning.
Isn't it gorgeous?
You know what we ought to do today?
What?
We ought to go up to the state park. I'd love to go horseback riding.
Oh, really?
Oh.
3 years later, the murder is still undiscovered. On the grounds of desertion, Olson has gotten a divorce and is now dating. He thinks he's committed the perfect crime.
Sounds real good.
While mapping hiking trails for the camp, a consultant from Finland notices something that at first looks like a tortoiseshell. He soon realizes that, in fact, it's a skull. Afraid he'll have to stay in the country, the man doesn't tell anyone about what he's found until he's gone back to Finland. Then he sends a map to Kathy Stevenson, one of the camp officials, telling her where the skull is located.
What is it, Chris? What do you got?
Skull.
Wait, don't touch it.
What are we gonna do?
Let's mark the spot.
Don Bazzelli of the Missouri Highway Patrol has been a trooper for 19 years, specializing in criminal investigations.
Discovered remains at the SRF Scout Ranch, St. Francis County line.
10-4, be about 5 minutes.
First on the scene are Trooper Ralph Sturdivant and Sergeants Randy Keller and Dale Kritz.
Sir, you gritted off.
They find the main grave site, but the bones and pieces of clothing are found up to 300 feet away, scattered by an animal.
Hey, Dale, I think I found something over here.
Oh, what do you got?
Some kind of a button or something here.
Now troopers have 2 parts to the puzzle, a skull and a button. They don't know yet that they're working on a murder case.
Are you listening?
In a moment of desperation, Wayne Olson kills his wife and buries her. He tells friends and family that she left him. Years later, her grave is discovered, but Missouri troopers have few clues to her identity. Sergeant Bazzelli begins to work the case with Corporal Bill Conway and Sergeant Kritz. They contact dozens of U.S. manufacturers to track down the origin of the button they find at the gravesite.
From Hong Kong. I think we've got it narrowed down, and that might have been the only place that they manufactured this button. And it looks like we're narrowing things down real good.
Okay.
Hi, Doc.
Hi. I got some information for you on that skeleton you brought in for analysis. I did a facial reconstruction so that you can get an idea of who you're looking for and what she looked like.
Okay, that's our girl, huh?
Yeah, that's her.
That's super. Thanks a lot, Doc. We'll be in touch.
Troopers circulate the woman's picture in the media, and dozens of people call with false leads. Then a woman calls saying the picture looks like a friend of hers who disappeared several years ago.
Yes. Mr. Olson, I'm Corporal Conway with the Highway Patrol. I'd like to speak to you for a couple of minutes. Well, sure. Come on in.
Have a seat.
Corporal Bill Conway goes to Wayne Olson's house to get a picture of his wife to confirm the identity of the dead woman. But the crime is still not linked to the man. Conway sends the picture to Dr. Michael Charney, an anthropologist who can determine a person's identity from their skull.
We used the photograph that you sent to us, took a photograph of the skull, superimposed the two, and as you can see, we have an exact match.
Okay, there's no doubt this is our girl.
No doubt at all.
Now police know who the victim is and want to question Olson further. They have no proof of murder, but suspect Olson. They learn he's a counselor at the same camp where her remains were discovered. They want to question him once again at the place where he buried her.
Can I help you all?
Okay, I'm right now.
Wayne, won't you just go ahead and tell us the truth about what happened?
Well, we've been fighting all day. She just couldn't take it anymore. I knocked her down, said she was going to call the cops. I dug a small hole, put her in it. I just don't want my kids to find out.
Confronted by officers, Olson confessed. Karen's murderer was finally brought to justice. The killer pleaded guilty to felony destruction of evidence and second-degree murder. He received life in prison with no parole. Bill Conway is now a sergeant, still assigned to criminal investigations. Don Bazzelli continues to specialize in criminal investigations.